Black people. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to come into the conversation as we get started here. Today is an interesting time. We actually have some big announcements from Tyler Perry in particular. Tyler Perry, the filmmaker out of Atlanta who has done some big things, built a big name, has announced that he just bought a big studio, and it's on an old Confederate base of all places. And before I even begin the conversation, I want to just kind of give like a digital round of applause to Tyler and say that I'm very proud of what he did. Go ahead, black man. Go ahead. Go ahead, black man. All right. So Tyler Perry is now the proud owner of a gigantic studio that has the ghosts of Confederate soldiers on the property, but it's all good. And I hope you guys can hear me okay. And so I'm going to keep checking. And I'm actually asking my guest, Mr. John F. Thomas. John is an actor and a filmmaker out of Los Angeles. He's a really good brother, a smart black man. And I'd like to ask John, are you able to hear me, man? Because I'm getting a notification on here that's saying that maybe I'm not coming through okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. And everybody who's watching, I see Conscious Ether and Space Age and Chelsea. Say yes if you can hear me. Give me a quick yes in the chat if you can hear. Hello to everybody on Facebook. What's going on? Hopefully the Facebook police won't come get us because they've been locking black people up left and right, putting them in Facebook jail like there's no tomorrow. So if you can hear us on Facebook, and also if you're on Facebook, if you could share this conversation to your page, we would appreciate that very much. Share it to your page. If you're on YouTube, please take 1 second right now, hit the thumbs up button and hit the notification bell. The notification bell is the way you can guarantee that you will always hear or be notified when we go live here. So if you like what's going on, hit the thumbs up button and the notification bell and just type Black Power in the chat to let us know that you've done these things and that you're in the group, you're in the tribe of intelligent black people. And just a reminder, before we get started talking about this really important historic event, I would say historic, I would like to also remind you guys that you're at drboycetv.com. This is the home for intelligent black people. So if you're not black and intelligent, you may want to get the fuck out because this conversation is probably gonna hurt your feelings because we like to speak the truth no matter where the truth lies. And so let's begin. Let's get it cracking. All right. So John F. Thomas. John is, as I mentioned earlier, John's out in LA. He's an actor. He's a filmmaker. He's also very talented in a lot of different areas. And he just made a new movie called Immortal Call. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But actually, John, first I want to ask you, man, let's cut to the chase. Did you hear about Tyler Perry's new studio?
Yeah, I did. I heard about it the other day, and I guess it kind of snuck under the radar for me. But I saw that he was opening, basically his grand opening, because I was kind of confused for a second because I thought he already had a studio, which he did. But I learned that he sold it a few years back. I think it was a 200,000 square foot property, but he sold that, and then he ended up buying this one that he's been filming the more recent projects on. And he just recently had a grand opening. I think it's over 300 acres, 300,000 acre, property. And I was looking at, all the list of all the people that came and all the pioneers in entertainment that has come before us, Harry Belafonte, Della Reese, the list goes on and on. And he had big names like Will Smith, Spike Lee, Beyonce, and he named a few of the different sound stages after them. Like sound stage number 10 was, named after Spike Lee, and there was another stage named after Will Smith. And I think he also had like his own Walk of Fame, kind of like how Hollywood has their Walk of Fame with the stars. He had his, and he surprised some of the guests there.
Oh, it sounds like he's going in and out just a little bit, John. I don't know what's going on that end with the Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's on my end or your end. But go repeat what you were saying, brother. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was saying that, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that he's named a few of the sound stages after like Spike Lee and Will Smith and other big stars. And he also had a Walk of Fame, basically honoring some of the other stars that were there, just surprising them, because how Hollywood has their Walk of Fame, he has it on there on the studio lot. So I thought that was really, really impressive.
Yeah. And I'm sorry if sorry to you guys if John's audio is a little bit off. And there's something. It seems like something's going on here with the speaker sound. John, are you able to hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. I don't think it's your fault. I don't think there's anything you can do. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something going on with Zoom. But either way, guys, if something doesn't come through okay, then we'll just repeat it. I'll just ask John to say it again. And what he mentioned is that Tyler. It sounds like Tyler created a walk of fame right there on the studio lot, which I think is really cool. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the old Tyler Perry studio. I will say this. I don't know Tyler Perry personally. I know enough to know that the time that I did talk to him on the phone, he was a very nice guy, and he seemed to have his heart in the right place. I really liked, we were on the phone for about maybe 15 minutes or so. And I remember it was right when he'd been listed in some magazine for being the highest paid black man in Hollywood, or highest paid person in all of Hollywood. I don't know if anybody remembers that. If you guys remember that, give me a yes or no if you remember that when Perry was listed as the highest paid human being in all of Hollywood. Well, a lot of people were shocked by that. A lot of people didn't like it. And I remember that was one thing I asked him, was I said, so how do you feel, about, because he had called me because he'd seen me on CNN talking about him or something. And I think he was appreciative that I didn't go hard on him or whatever. And I don't go hard on Tyler Perry, not because I just love everything that comes out of the studio. I can't say, I'm not big on the Madea movies and y'all know how I feel about, brothers going to Hollywood, putting on dresses. I kind of feel like that, like when that's played out, like when Jay-Z said, we're done kneeling. I think we should be done putting on dresses and everything else, at least making that like our primary art form. However, I like the fact that he at least aligns with some of the values that we discuss on this platform. When we talk about Black ownership, not begging for a seat at the table, building your own table. When I heard Tyler Perry's speech at the, I don't know which of those meaningless award shows it was. I don't know if it was the Oscars or something else. But one place he basically said, in fact, I actually scratched it. It might not have been completely meaningless. It might have been like the NAACP awards or something like that. And he said, I'm not begging for a seat at the table. We're building a table. And I thought that was really important. I think that he embodies that. And so what he's done with this, Madea character and everything else, I think you can't knock it, right? I mean, he's employing Black people. He's honoring, Black actors and actresses that we all love from the 90s and beyond, that have been kind of thrown out, with the garbage. He's kind of doing what Ice Cube is doing with the Big Three League, where basically both of these guys are taking all this Black talent and all these Black brands, these name brands that are out there that Hollywood isn't using. They're done with these brands, and he's resurrecting these brands. And I think that's really, really cool. So, John, speaking from the perspective as an actor and filmmaker, how do you feel in terms of, what this does for the opportunity set that could exist for actors and filmmakers, as they move forward in their careers?
Oh, that's in a sense, it's a game changer. I mean, also it's not necessarily enough. It's always needs to be more done, but it creates a huge opportunity for us to definitely be seen more in different roles, in different stories and better stories, instead of being the thug, being the slave, being the driver for Miss Daisy and all this other stuff. Stop being the best friend of the lead character or the one person in the film, that's all these white people and one Black person. It gives us a lot more room to shine and to introduce stories that reflect us, that mean something to us, to have more Black Panthers, Black Panther films, on an epic scale. So I'm definitely glad that he was able to buy a much bigger lot, to own this lot is his. No one can come in and tell him what to do. And I love it. I mean, I think we definitely it should inspire more of us to have ownership, to create more, and to put ourselves out there and to tell our stories. Our stories need to be told.
Well, what's interesting to me, and I want to, first of all, I'm going to start with a question. Those of you who are watching, knowing what you know about Tyler Perry and the history of Tyler Perry, remember he works with Oprah, and y'all remember A lot of y'all, and myself included, gave Oprah a hard time about, the issues with Michael Jackson and all that stuff. A lot of people felt that Oprah was being used by the establishment to kind of paint the black man as the ultimate predator, when we know that there's a whole lot of predators in Hollywood who ain't black. So with that said, knowing what you know about Tyler, the style of filmmaking, knowing what you know about Oprah and what she brings to the table in terms of the content that they put out, do you feel that this studio is going to be ultimately good for black people or bad for black people? What do you think? I mean, do you think, give me in the comments, in the chat, everybody respond, give me a good or bad. Do you think this is good for black people or bad for black people? Because remember, I'm sure, World Star Hip Hop could, buy a studio. I'm sure, you could find rappers that, that don't really care so much about the black community. They can go and buy fancy things, right? They can build businesses and make money. So all money ain't good money, right? All money's not good money. So I'd be curious to know, do you guys feel that this is good or bad for the black community? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of goods. Okay, I see good and bad. Kimmy says a few months ago, Black Hollywood was vowing not to film in Georgia because of Georgia abortion laws. Tyler Perry is very powerful. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I think that that's the interesting issue, right, John? I like with Tyler. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of goods, mostly goods. Talisha says bad. Daryl and Salam say good. Wardell says ownership is good. Z Music says, why is it bad? Well, I'm not going to say it's bad or good, right? I'm going to tell you, like I said, from my personal interaction with Tyler Perry, I found him to be a respectable, decent human being. Also, I did reach out one time when I was in town in Atlanta because I wanted to see his old studio, which was very impressive. And I hit Tyler up, and Tyler had his number one guy on the lot come in on a Sunday, and he gave us a 2-hour tour. Me and the person I brought with me. And actually, it was two people, my goddaughter and somebody that worked for me. And my goddaughter actually ended up working there. I didn't even know she went there to work. She told me a year later, like, oh yeah, I've been working at Tyler Perry Studios. I was like, really? Oh, great, good for you. But and it was impressive, right? It was really an amazing place. I was very proud of what I saw. I saw a lot of respect he had for black actors and actresses of the present and past. I saw blackness in that place, and I loved it. But I don't necessarily see the unapologetic blackness, right, that some of us look for, right? Like, so when I hear, and this is what I actually remember saying to Tyler as well, was that I understand Spike Lee's critique, of what you might see from the South, right? When you're looking at the South, you're seeing, I don't know how many of y'all are just sick of slave movies. Like, I'm sick of slave movies. I'm sick of maid and butler movies. I'm saying, tell me if y'all agree with me. Please, somebody tell me. Please, somebody come along with me on this and let me know what you think. I'm sick of movies with the black best friend, the sister girl black best friend, or the black man. You talked about that movie Green Book, where the brother was teaching her how to eat chicken.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not teaching nobody how to eat chicken. Like, well, seriously, like, but then the question becomes like, does Tyler Perry have to be the guy who makes all of those films? Or can he just make the Medea movies and Medea Plus, right? Medea Plus, all related genres in that space, and just let somebody else go make the unapologetically black movies. Like, what do you think, John? Like, do you think that sometimes we maybe put too much pressure on one or two individuals to kind of be everything to everybody all the time? What do you think?
I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with putting pressure on people who definitely have that platform. Because we need to hold each other accountable. That being said, he does have a right to make whatever film he wants to make because it is his mind, his content, whatever. But also because there's not enough of us there yet. Unfortunately, you are in the forefront, so you have that responsibility to show us and either give us more jobs, more opportunities to where we can create those films, create those stories that maybe some of us can't tell yet because we're not in the position to do so. So it's kind of like how some people saying like yes and no, like it's good. I mean, so in this sense, yes, it's not his responsibility, but also it is because there's not enough. Like there's only one Tyler Perry right now, so he basically is the only one that owns his own huge studio. So unfortunately, in a sense, the onus is on him to show us in a much better light. So whether he does that or not, I mean, that's on him. I mean, like I said, he's his own man, but I mean, it's kind of unfair. But I mean, at the same time, it is what it is. We don't have like, it's not like we have 30 black-owned studio lots, you know, that are around America. There's only one right now.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like John is gurgling a little bit. I don't know. I think something might be up with the microphone on your end, John. I'm not sure, but I think we caught the gist of what you were saying. You're basically saying that we don't necessarily have the diversity that we need in terms of having a broad range of Black studios that we could choose from that might reflect the vastness of Black humanity, right? And because I'm gonna tell you this, when you were speaking, I did some quick research on the films that have come out of Tyler Perry Studios, and they all kind of fit a similar genre. I mean, you literally see about 100 Medea movies. Without Medea, like Medea is like Medea for Tyler Perry Studios is what Michael Jordan was for the Chicago Bulls. You know what I mean? Like without, or LeBron for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You take LeBron out of the Cavaliers, you get a losing team. You drop LeBron in, you're winning, championships. And so it's fascinating, when we have to strike that balance when you're talking about okay, Medea goes out and wins you championships, but unfortunately there's the challenge that this is that you're a Black man in a dress. That's not new. That's not original. That's been done since forever. It worked during slavery, right? It worked during slavery. So it's not as if it's necessarily completely innovative. So it's like we're sort of celebrating this Black power against the backdrop of saying, okay, what did we have? What sacrifices were made to pursue that power, right? And I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, it's like a mixed bag, because I like Tyler as a person. I don't have an issue so much with his movies. I don't feel like he's out here really harming people. Like I think rappers are the worst rappers bother me a little bit more than say somebody who puts out Medea movies. But I think that there is a reason to be a little bit concerned about so many movies being made of a Black man in a dress. And I mean, tell me if you guys can think of any series. Can you tell me if you can think of any series of white films that went this long, with this many, films produced with a white man in a dress? How often do you see white men in Hollywood wear dresses? John, please, feel free to jump in.
I don't, and can you hear me? Just to make sure. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, if I can't hear you, I'll just say something.
All right, cool. No, I don't really see any films with white men in dress. I mean, sadly, unless it's a movie about a gay man or a transgendered man. But majority of the movies out there, you don't see any white men in dresses. I mean, the last movie I can think back to where I saw a white man in a dress was the one with Wesley Snipes in it. You remember that film? It was like him and two other guys. For some reason.
And that movie was like, that movie's gotta be 20 years old. Tu Wong Fu, something like that. Is that what it was called?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
that movie was a long time. That was way before. That was like probably a decade before Wesley went to prison. Right.
Yeah. Or maybe even, I think the last one maybe that I've seen is the one with Robin Williams. I think it was called Birdcage. But I mean, other than that, that's still a long time ago.
Right. How long has Williams been dead, and how long was that movie? I mean, yeah. Or people go back to Tootsie or Mr. Mom. Was it Mr. Mom? Is that right?
I think Miss Doubtfire too.
Mrs. Doubtfire and all of that stuff. Yeah. I mean, you got to go back, and it's fascinating that there are far more white actors in Hollywood than there are Black actors, right? There are far more white people, period, there, and anywhere in America for the most part, right? So it's fascinating that in this one tiny population of Black males, you find a long list of Black men that put on. I mean, the list is longer than a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
You go look at white men. People got to go back decades, damn near, to find. If I say find me 5 white men who put on a dress in a movie that was a big hit, you got to go back 25, 30 years. If I say find me 5 Black men, 5 famous Black men who put on dresses, you got to go back about a year, maybe 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Is that an agenda, or do you think that's coincidental? What do you think?
I mean, I think it is. It's an agenda. It's an agenda to basically weaken the male, uh, the view of the black male, of what a strong black male is supposed to be. Now I know there are other people. It's like, well, there's nothing wrong with him. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the white supremacy that is in place, that is constantly attacking and chipping away. So regardless of how you feel, of how, yeah, you know, if a person wants to wear a dress or whatever, that, no, that's not the topic in hand. The topic in hand is attacking the black image. And they have been constantly attacking the black image. I think even Dave Chappelle, he spoke out on that about when he was, I think in Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence. He said that one of the producers, like it was a producer that came in and was trying to, the writer that came in, hey, we want you to wear this dress and we break out of jail. It'd be so funny. And he was just like, no, I'm not doing that. And so they're like, oh, come on, Dave, just wear the dress. It'll be funny. You can break out of jail. And Bobby's like, I'm not doing that. He left. The director came in, hey, Dave, we need you to wear a dress. Come on, please, just wear the dress, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing it. He left out. Producers came in. Dave, look, we can't go forward without you wearing this dress. You need to wear a dress. I'm not wearing a dress. Like, get this dress out of my, trailer. I'm not wearing it. And then they find out, like, oh, fine, okay, we won't put you in the dress. But it's crazy, man, how they really try to push that. And it's like, would they do the same thing with any other actors? The white actors? Probably not. So it's an agenda. It's chipping away at us.
Well, you know what it is, honestly. I think that it's I'm gonna tell you, man. I just think that the black man, that we are so sexually desirable to everybody that white women want us, white men want us, and I think that whole, like, we really want to see you in a dress thing. I think that that's like a sexual thing. Like, I think that that's really like that really turns us on to see a big muscular black man wearing a wig and a dress. Like, I think it's like some freaky shit going on. That's my theory on it. I thought about this because I've been like, why are you so desperate to see a strong black man putting on a dress? And I really think that there are people that just are sexually attracted to this. Because remember, it ain't like Hollywood is not known for extensive amounts of sexual perversion, experimentation, and and you'll hear crazy stories out. When black folks move to Hollywood, they kind of lose their mind, right? Like you heard Richard Pryor say something about how I lived with a man to see what it was like, and then I didn't like it, so I went back to women. Like, brothers don't usually say that. I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with if a brother is gay, bisexual, or hetero. I'm not judging that at all. I'm saying, though, that most of the heterosexual brothers I know are not like, oh yeah, I just wanted to see what it was like to sleep with a man. I don't know. Do you guys tell me if you get brothers who answer in the chat, yes or no? Oh, the heterosexual brothers. And if you're gay, you're welcome here. Just so you know, we don't discriminate. I'm not telling you that your sexual preference is an issue here. But if you are a heterosexual brother in the room, would you, if somebody said, I'll give you $1 million to just go sleep with a man for about 3 weeks, would you would you be experimenting, or would you just still have an empty bank account? Would you be paid, or would you be broke? Which would you be? I'm talking to the heterosexual brothers in the room. I'd really like to know, because I don't. There's no amount of money I could take to do that. So the point, though, is that Hollywood is such a strange place, right? But let's get back to Tyler Perry Studios and all that. I want to make it clear that we're not having this conversation because we're bashing Tyler. I'm not here to bash Tyler Perry. I told you I like the guy. He's very nice. And actually, I asked him, and you can maybe give me your thoughts on this, John. I did ask him. I said, I think I said something. He brought up Medea. That's what it was in the conversation. I didn't even bring it up. He brought up Medea, and he said, I hate putting on that dress. I don't want to do it anymore. And I was like, really? Oh, I was surprised. Like, because, I mean, there's a lot of Medea movies out there. And what he felt was that Medea, at least this was the argument that was made, and I respect, I'm going to make sure I share that, is that, he felt that there's a lot of trauma, unaddressed trauma in the Black community. And a lot of Black folks won't go see a therapist, and that Medea, through comedy, opens people up to help them to address their trauma or to deal with their issues. What do you think about that?
No, with that, I mean, if you go and you do look at the plays and the movies, he does, as Medea, he does address certain things, and in a sense, it's a teaching moment. Once you finally get to that out, and once you go through all the comedy, eventually there is a teaching moment which I definitely will give him credit for, because it's just like, yeah, no, you need to love each other. You need to be there for one another. You need whatever that lesson is. He really hammers that in once he gets through all the comedy. So he brings them in with all of this comedy. And then it's like, okay, now that I got you in, now that I got you laughing and comfortable, here's the message I'm trying to tell you. You know, love one another, support one another, be there for one another. Don't just leave each other, whatever that message is. And I give him a lot of credit for that. So, I mean, I heard about that recently too, where he's not trying to do Medea anymore. It was like what the movie was, Medea's Funeral, or whatever the name of that movie was. I think he is tired of playing the Medea character, but at least from Medea, even though we were just talking about black man wearing a dress, at least he was able to take the money that was, given to him and all of that, and try to make something better out of it. Because I mean, even there's this one black actress, I forgot her name, and I'm sorry about that, but she was known for playing the roles of like mammies and the nanny and stuff like that. And it's not that she wanted to play those roles, but those are the only roles that they were giving around like the 1950s, 40s, and things like that.
You talking about Hattie McDaniel, right?
I believe so. Yeah. And so, it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I mean, especially if we don't have, I mean, because it's not that we didn't have, we had the Tulsa Oklahomas, we had our Black Wall Streets, but they were burned down. So, I mean, if we had more of those, then we probably wouldn't have to play those roles so much. But that's why I'm glad that Tyler Perry Studios exists, and that's inspiring other filmmakers and other people, even like yourself, where you put out your own material to educate Black people. I mean, stuff like that. If it's not for people like Tyler Perry, or like for the Dr. Boyce Watkins and others, et cetera, the list goes on, then we wouldn't have these opportunities. So somebody has to go forth first. Now, whether that's in the best way, it might not always be in the best way. So fortunately, you've been able to do it in a completely different way without compromising who you are. Not saying that, again, that Tyler compromises who he is, but just like you just said, he doesn't really like wearing the dress, but he saw that as an entryway. Like, I'll do this in order to make other things happen, in order to open doors for other people. And other people like myself and other filmmakers, maybe we can take the ball and do more. Even like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, he did amazing things as a basketball player, right? But he only did so much for the Black community, or some people would say nothing at all. But he paved the way for somebody like LeBron James. And look what LeBron James is doing. He took the ball and he's going even further. He's opened up a Black school for kids. He's arguing in defense of majority of the Black athletes, college Black athletes, saying that they should get paid. Michael Jordan wasn't doing that, but LeBron James is. He came after Michael Jordan. So, so we have to take the ball and do more from there. So whatever Tyler's doing from here, let's push it even further. Let's go further. Let's do more.
Well, I agree with you. And by the way, everybody, I'm speaking with John F. Thomas. John F. Thomas is an actor and filmmaker. His most recent film is called A Motor Call. And also, those of you who are watching, if you could hit the thumbs up button, share and subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. Don't forget, guys, we'll be in New York. I'll be in New York City. I'm doing our last investment summit for a while. We're going to be in New York October 27th. So if you want to come to Manhattan and fly in for the weekend, feel free to drop through. You can go to drboycenewyork.com to learn more. That's drboycenewyork.com. And some of you are asking about this T-shirt. If you go to wokeblacktees.com, wokeblacktees.com, you can actually get shirts like this. So feel free to go check that out. So John, I want to ask you about this, man. You are now. First, let's in terms of putting the Tyler Perry issue to bed. I think we'll summarize, and it sounds like what you're saying is that Tyler is he's more good than he is than bad, right? And he is also maybe making a sacrifice to open doors for other filmmakers, which I agree with. I think it's good. I'd like to see more filmmakers come out of that studio. I'd like to see other names bigger, or not bigger, but as big as Tyler Perry. I hear, every film I see, Tyler Perry presents Tyler Perry. I don't see a lot of major filmmakers, sort of saying I was in Tyler Perry Studios and I'm one of the big guys too, right? And so
Right.
I think that seeing that would also make me feel better in terms of saying, okay, are we really, are we really working hard to spread the love and make sure that other big brands are built, out of Tyler Perry Studios, other than say Medea or, whatever, some of the relationship dramatic films that come out. Because I'll tell you the truth, I don't watch a lot of Tyler Perry films, but I don't have a big issue with Tyler Perry. Now let me ask you about this. I want to ask you about you as a filmmaker. You just released a film called Emoticall, which is on Amazon Prime, and it's in a completely different genre, right? So you're not doing the Medea thing. You're doing something that's completely different, even a little bit tougher, I would say, for a Black filmmaker. You're doing sci-fi. Can you tell us about Emoticall and what drove the inspiration behind that project?
Yeah, Emoticall, and this is funny because I'm honestly more of an action adventure type of guy, but that costs a lot of money. So with sci-fi still costs a lot of money too. But I wanted to tell a story that we don't see. Like you see a lot of Star Trek stories, you see a lot of Star Wars stories in the sci-fi realm, but how many Black people do you really see in those things? Even like the newest Star Wars franchise, the 7 through 9, it's like really only one Black guy still, John Boyega, and a lot of everybody else, and a lot of white people. They're trying to be more diverse, but it's so slow. And I wanted to create this, which is a sci-fi drama, something we really don't see, with an all-Black cast. So this is a post-apocalyptic film with machines are taking over the world and human beings are pushed at the brink of extinction. So in order for them to survive, they're sending in an infiltration, a resistance team to infiltrate their home base to get a sequence of codes that they can take back to their base. And basically with those codes, they'll be able to turn the tide of the war back in humanity's favor. But upon retrieving the codes and exiting out, they kind of get trapped, and they only have two options. Either they stay there and they die, or they try to risk leaving, and it's a really good chance that they die. So they're really put in a bad situation, and it picks up basically from their point, from where they're trying to escape, they get trapped and they try to escape. And even with all of that, I call it a motor call because it's emotion and rational put together, because human beings are emotional. Machines are rational. They're logical, very logical things. There's not a lot of emotion into it, which some would say that's really good. But what makes us great as humans is our humanity, our emotions, because we can, just like we were talking about, if we just went straight logic with Tyler Perry, it's always one address, this is harmful, blah, 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 end of discussion. But because we sympathize and we have that emotion, we understand and we can look deeper than what they're doing. So I'm really diving into the human aspect of this, that a lot of really sci-fi films like this with machines taking over the world, they don't really dive into, and which shows the good and the bad of the human experience. And that's all within my short film, which is a 9-minute film on Amazon Prime.
Okay, so Emoticall is on Amazon Prime, and you guys know what we believe in. We believe in supporting the new Black Hollywood, which might mean, for you, if seeing the Tyler Perry films is something that works for you, then you go support the brother, no question about that. But also remember, there are a lot of other filmmakers out here, a lot of great filmmakers. John F. Thomas is one of them. Emoticall has received awards and is very, very good. And all it needs is your support and our attention, which you can find it on Amazon Prime. So if you could type Emoticall in the chat, Emotical, Emoticall, Meotical, type Emoticall in the chat and go watch it with your family. And I think it's important to watch it because it's not a slave movie. It's not a stereotypical type film. It's something that is different, right? Something that shows the vastness of what it means to be Black and to be human, right? And so I hope that you guys will support that because at the end of the day, that's what's needed, right? Should we put the weight on a Tyler Perry to be all things to all people? No, that's not fair to us. It's not fair to him. It's not fair to all the other talented people out here. And I think that the complexity of the Tyler Perry studio thing is that we know that there's a reason. We can't deny the fact that white supremacy, putting on if you want to make a bunch of money as a Black actor, just go put on a dress for white people. They'll pay you all day long. You'll have money to buy studios and houses and cars and horses and puppy dogs and whatever hell you want. You can buy whatever you want with that money because they will pay you well to give them what they're looking for. And so what I think is really impressive as well is when you have Black folks that make that money the hard way, that succeed by presenting an image of Blackness that is not a fit for the slave movie, the Maid Butler movie, the stereotypes or whatever the case may be. And you've got filmmakers that are doing that. So John Thomas is one of them. John F. Thomas, that's his name. I hope you guys will remember and write it down. I'm going to invite him to the All Black National Convention because I've seen this young brother work, and I'm very, very proud of him. I have a lot of respect for him. There are other great Black filmmakers out here. Please shout their names out in the chat, and if I see their names, I'll mention them too. But some that come to the top of my mind that you may want to pay attention to are Mark Harris. Mark Harris has excellent films out that are extremely good. He made a film called Black Coffee. He made something called Black Privilege that's really good, or it's Black and Privilege. It's one of those two, one of those names, but it's really, really good. There's of course Tariq Nasheed. Tariq is kind of the bigger ones, as far as the new Black Hollywood who are making these Blackbuster films, not Blockbuster, Blackbuster. But also there are others. Dorian Chandler made Resurrecting Black Wall Street, the Blueprint, that was very good. Tierra K.J. Williams made Raising a Black Scholar, which is actually a film that we released from Boyce Watkins Films. You had the brother that did The Melanin Code, which impressed me every bit as much as Hidden Colors. The Melanin Code, damn good Black movie. What's another great Black filmmaker out here that comes from? Somebody mentioned Master P. I think Master P is good in terms of being an originator. I don't know if the quality's up here. I just have to be honest. I maybe, but prove me wrong. Feel free to prove me wrong. I think that there's some work that can be done there. But then again, though, I'm not here to diss Master P at all. I'm just here to tell you all the truth. But there are so many great Black filmmakers, and I hope you guys will support these projects that are coming out, because if the community gets behind them, these films can go out and make millions of dollars. And next thing you know, the next Black studio might be one that actually comes from the community, as opposed to being one that's funded by Hollywood because they're happy to see a man in a dress, right? So as much as we're proud of the celebrities that were there, we're proud of the Will Smiths, we're proud of the Tyler Perrys, we're proud of all the Beyoncés and everybody else. I'm looking for the Tyler Perrys that come out of our community, not so much people that have been rewarded because they fit in so well with Hollywood. I think that's because that's kind of a mixed bag. It's like one of those things where it's like it's good, but it's not. It's good, but it's not. It's complex. Whereas I think that if we create something that is of us and by us, that reflects the diversity of who we really are, that makes me feel a little bit better. But again, it's no disrespect to what Tyler Perry's doing. I wish him the absolute best. And who knows, maybe in the future they're going to diversify and put out different kinds of projects and something that's more reflective of what the Black masses would like to see. Okay, so Jordan Peele, that's another one. In fact, John, give me your take. What do you think about Jordan Peele?
Oh, Jordan Peele, that dude is amazing. I mean, especially when he came out with the film Get Out. That I was so happy that film came out, because it was really, because typically we always think about the conservative racists, but we never really talk about the liberal racists. And I'm glad because I follow you and I listen to you a lot. I mean, you call out the Democrats, which a lot of people don't want to call them out. And in this film, I felt as though he definitely called them out, where the guy was like, "Oh, I voted for Barack Obama too. I wish he can, serve more terms." And that thing. And the crazy thing is, that's been said to me, I don't know how many times here. And they're like, "Oh, I wish I can vote for him again. He needs to stay in office." And it's just kind of like, yeah, but you're not really helping us. You're just saying that just to buddy and try to be on my side for the moment. But when a Black person dies, you don't say anything. So when they're killed, you say nothing. And so I'm definitely glad a person like Jordan Peele was able to, because he was known for comedy, he wasn't known for horror, but all of a sudden he put Black people, even I forgot her name too, but in the movie Us, she is all Black, a Black leading cast, a Black family. I love that there was a Black family.
Oh, it sounds like you're breaking up just a little bit, man. I'm sorry, bro.
No.
But I think that what's happened is we're in agreement about Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is good. I watched him on when he did Key and Peele, which is hilarious, and then he did The Twilight Zone on CBS, and I watched that, and he does a great job with that. I like Jordan Peele a lot, and also some people mentioned Tim Reed, who had a studio back in the day. Shout out to Tim Reed, Melvin Van Peebles, just a lot of these great people out here that are doing the thing. Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is good. He's a great director. I think that, you know what it is, John, I think that what it is that, you know, there are two types of successful Black people in America, at least, you know, at least two types. There are those who are funded by white people, and there are those who are funded by the Black community. That's what it boils down to, right? And one of the measures that I have, you know, in terms of deciding how I feel about a certain person and what they're doing is I look at, you know, I say, okay, if white people decided they did not want to support what they were doing, they did not want to buy a ticket, or they did not want to provide financing, would you still be able to survive? Right? If white people just said, fuck you, you know, if they did a Bill Cosby on you, you know, without the prison, but let's say they just ruined your brand and said, white folks ain't messing with you no more, can you survive? Right?
Yeah.
And that to me tells me a lot about where you got your power from, right? You know, and because I think that it's unfair, like when you look at independent Black filmmakers that are keeping it righteous and Black all the time, like a Mark Harris, I don't compare him to a Tyler Perry, because there are things that a Tyler Perry will do that a Mark Harris will never do. I know Mark Harris. Mark Harris lived around the corner from me in Chicago. I didn't know this. I saw his film and was talking about how great it was. And then he messages me and says, hey, I comment on your Facebook page all the time. You just never respond. I said, really? Oh, wow, this is awesome. You know, so I know Mark, you ain't never going to see Mark Harris as, you know, the new Negro in the dress. He ain't going to do it. So what does that mean? That means that white money's up here. Black money, unfortunately, down here. Their wealth level is much higher. So we can't do pound for pound comparisons, right? It's like a steak at a restaurant, right? You got some steak that's quality meat and some steak that's low quality meat, and you can't compare. You know, you can't go to like IHOP and say, "Ooh, my steak at IHOP was 10 times bigger than your steak at the 5-star restaurant, so that means my steak is better." No, the quality of the meat was different. It doesn't mean you can't still have a tasty meal, but the quality of the meat is different. So I think that we got to look at Black people in terms of, you know, when you talk about your money, your wealth, your power, your success, what is the quality of the meat, you know, behind what it is that you're doing? And when we look at it that way, it at least equalizes the playing field where you can still, at the end of the day, have room for an appreciation for Tyler Perry, right? You know, I don't think he's a complete seller. I don't think he's some sort of worthless guy. I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing, but he ain't Mark Harris now, because Mark Harris is doing that shit the hard way. And that's why, you know, or yourself, you're doing it the hard way. I don't think you're gonna make any Madea movies. You're making sci-fi shit. How much more difficult is it to get Black people, you know, to watch a movie that's not about stereotypical Black stuff, right? So, but the great thing though is I think that there are other people out there who are sick of the bullshit. Scratch that. Who are sick of the same shit, not the bullshit, right? Because I don't want to disrespect other movies that are out there, right? But there are people who want to see Black sci-fi. There are people that, you know, like when I get up here every day, I say, you know, I don't want to be an average Black man. I don't want to be a typical Negro. I want to be an intelligent Negro. I'm proud that I have a PhD. I want to be smart today. I don't want to be a dumbass just so I can fit in with the masses of dumbasses that are out here. You know what I mean? Like no, like, you know, and what that means is that you're going to chop away a lot of fat, but you're going to have quality meat at the end of the day. And that's why the first thing I do when I start my podcast each day is I invite people to get the fuck out. You know, like if you're not Black and intelligent or trying to be intelligent, then get the fuck out so we can have a quality conversation, not the same old bullshit, right? So I give you credit because Emotocall and what I know about you and what I know about the film, and I have seen it, it's very, very good. It's not some of the same old stuff. It's something that's very unique and special, man. And I personally give an endorsement for that, and I have a lot of respect for you.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you for everything that you've done, and all the people who, I mean, there's been people that have been like reaching out to me, other people in key positions that have been reaching out and helping support. And I think this just because I like to think it's because I'm trying to present something different and something that, you know, showing Black people in the light. In this film, I'm showing us as strong. We don't need a white savior. You know, even I love Black Panther, but the only issue out of everything I have with Black Panther is that, oh, we need you to fly this ship. You're the best pilot in the world. Random white guy that we've never really seen before in any of the Marvel movies.
For the CIA.
Come save us.
And you see, you wonder why Wakanda has fallen. It felt like Black Wall Street. You let in a white man from the CIA. What you think gonna happen? Go ahead. Sorry, man.
No, seriously,
that
it's
was
like
so weird.
I was like, that took me completely out the movie. I was like, no. I was like, come on. Of course, they had to figure out some kind of way to fit that in. I was like, man, of course, But that being said, Black Panther was an amazing film, but they had to do a little something. But I want more to where. So this is my film where we don't have a black savior. We are the heroes. We're strong. We're smart. We're independent. We work together. We can make things happen. And it's not like any of the other movies. Like, where did all the black people go? It's like they went in, or see a movie where they go into space and like they leave all the black people on Earth. It's like, what's going on? So, but this film is like an all black cast, and it's crazy that you mentioned that because we are so indoctrinated and it's so ingrained into us. Like before I made this film, I was like, maybe I should have one white person at least, or maybe I should have another. And then I had to fight against myself. No, this is your film. No one is over you. You are over this film. You want to see this and you want to present this. So just do it. All black cast, all black people. It's on Amazon Prime for $5. So please go and support it. Prime members, you can watch it for free, but please just support. Just give them $5. It's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So support us, and from that, I'll be completely transparent. I'll be able to take that money, help pay the team that helped make this film, because they really just jumped in off of just that it was a really good script, and they wanted to see this made because it hasn't really been made on before. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are some, but not pushed out like this. And from that, I also take the money and make more films. If I can continue this to make more, I'm going to do that. So just help support me in this black business. I appreciate all of you all out there. I appreciate you, Dr. Boyce, for this. I mean, it's because we need more conversation like this. We do. We need more conversation. We need more stories of us being told. We need more black businesses. We need more black entrepreneurs. We need more black everything.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And so I hope you guys get what we're talking about here. The movie's called Emoticall. That's the name of the movie, Emoticall, by John F. Thomas. It's on Amazon Prime. Our film, The Black Love Blueprint, is out there too. But I want you to see Emoticall first. Before you see any of our films. We do have a film division, Boyce Watkins Films, and I'm going to get. In fact, John, I'm going to reach out to you, man. We're going to do another project together, man, because I have.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's here's the deal, right? We always believe, this is the last little nugget of information I'm going to give to you guys. Emoticall, spelled Emotical, Emotical. Somebody type that in the chat. Emoticall, Emotical. Please type that in the chat. Here's a little. I'm gonna put on my Black Finance Professor hat for you guys right quick. I actually have a hat that says Black Finance Professor. So I'm about to put this Black Finance Professor hat on and give you guys a quick financial lesson. Here's the deal, right? Here's how you purchase a Tyler Perry studio type situation. You got to get your funding from somewhere. You have to have your financial backing from somewhere, right? Now you can get it, say, from a bank that loans you enough money to go out and make your projects, and hopefully you can sell enough tickets or sell the distribution or whatever to make the money back. So you pay the bank back and you make a profit. Everybody's happy. Another way you get your money is you get people in Hollywood that fund your shit, right? So you get in the good graces of Warner Brothers or whomever, and they come through and they give you enough money to go ahead and make your projects and get things done. Tyler Perry was able to benefit tremendously from excellent relationships with companies like Lionsgate and others that said, okay, this Medea thing is really working. How do I get, or how was it? Why did I get married? Films like that, Meet the Browns. Those projects are doing well, so they came through with funding where they would front the money for maybe the marketing or the production, or buy the project all out, whatever the case may be. Either way, money comes in. They have a backer. Now, why do they back a Tyler Perry? They back a Tyler Perry because there's an understanding and a belief amongst those who are providing the financing that if we put this shit out into the world, the customers are going to come through and buy a ticket, right? Or whatever it is, right? Whether streaming tickets, whatever, somebody's going to pay for this. If nobody's going to pay for it on the back end, they're not going to put the money up on the front end. Do you follow me? Give me a yes or no if you follow what I'm saying, if you understand what I'm saying. This is a little quick quickie finance lesson to help you understand how this works. So basically they're fronting the money because Tyler's a great filmmaker. He's making a project that they believe can sell. And so they front the money and then they make the money in the back end when the tickets are sold through their various distribution chains and all this stuff, right? Okay. So here's the deal though, right? They're only fronting the money as a middleman. They are the middleman between Tyler and the customer, right? Because if the customers all sign up, if the customers all line up to buy the film and will support the film, maybe in a method like Lamar Tyler uses with Black and Married with Kids, another great filmmaker who made films like what was that film he made that was really good? I was in the damn thing. I should know the name of it. Generation One. Or you got guys like Rick Mathis that made the Black Friday series. They have creative financing methods that allow them to cut out the middleman. What Lamar did, similar to what my boy, the Tulsa Fund. Sheesh, why is his last name not with me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, please say his name because I'm drawing a blank here. But anyway, so with the Tulsa Fund, one of the things that they did was they went directly to the consumer. They went directly to the people and said, I got a great idea. Will you all be my bank? Will you all, Jay Morrison, thank you. I should know his name. Jay's my boy. I can't believe his last name went in my head. But basically when they come to you and they say, will you support this project? They're cutting out the middleman. They don't need Hollywood to fund them because they're able to get you to fund them. They're saying to you, look, y'all are better than a bank because y'all have 1.3 trillion in spending power, and if you just give as much money to Black filmmakers as you're already giving to Popeye's Chicken, Nike, iPhones, Gucci, and everybody else, then we can make some shit happen. We can get some shit done. We can go make a great movie and flip it and come back and make a greater movie every time. So when you're supporting Emoticall, great films like that, or supporting the Jay Morrisons and the Rick Mathises and the Tierra KJ Williams and and everybody else, then they can come back to you with better and better films every round because they know that as long as they deliver for you, you're going to deliver for them, right? So what I'm saying is that here's how the new Black Hollywood is going to have to be built. The new Black Hollywood is, in order for it to be built without going and begging Hollywood, as debaucherous as they are, or without going and begging banks that don't loan money to Black people, you have to be willing to be the bank for what you believe in, right? So it's not a gift, it's not a donation, it's not a just like, hey, give me your money and I'll just go away and just run off with it and do whatever the hell. No, this is an investment. It's an investment in what you believe in. So you invest in Emoticall, you say, okay, I'll give you $5. Let me see a good movie. This is great. We're meeting halfway. Most movies cost more than $5. Brother's like, hey, just $5 and you can see the film. You get a good experience with your family, and then he can take that money, pile it up, and as a hardworking young Black man can go out and hire Black people and say, we raised $100,000 from Emoticall. Now we can go make an even better movie. Emoticall 2 is 10 times better. See, every time, pay attention. When Tariq Nasheed made Hidden Colors 2 was better than Hidden Colors 1. Hidden Colors 3 was better than Hidden Colors 2. I personally believe it was the best one because I think that was the one that I was in. I don't know if I was in 3 or 4. I can't remember. But anyway, Hidden Colors 4 was better than Hidden Colors 3. Why? Well, because he was able to ramp the budget up every step because his people showed up for him when he released that film, right? Now, so the thing is that at the end of the day, if the community shows up for these projects, not shows up in a way where it's overly sacrificial or where you're putting your money into bullshit or they're asking for too much from you, but literally they're saying just your spare change, a little extra money you got in your wallet. If you can just support a Black film or 2 or 3 or 10 or whatever you feel compelled to support, then they'll come back and deliver for you and you get to watch this thing grow. So so I'm gonna take off my Black finance professor hat and literally say, that's how we're going to build the new Black Hollywood. We're going to use our community as the bank, and the community will go to all this $1 trillion worth of Black talent that you have all throughout the world who can make excellent films for you right now if they have the financial backing, and they will deliver for you, right? So that's my 2 cents on it. Emoticall is the name of John's film. It's John F. Thomas. He's an excellent actor. He's a good brother. He's an honorable human being. I wouldn't have brought him in if I did not feel this way. And it's spelled Emotical, Emotical. And I hope that John will forgive me for doing all that yapping I just did. But I hope that I made it to this point, because that's my full-throated endorsement in terms of saying, you know, that this is what's going to be required for us to build a Black Hollywood. Because one of the first books I have my students read in the Black Business School is How the Jews Invented Hollywood, right? The difference is that we're going to do it better because we're smarter than every other group of people on the planet. And I believe we can build something even greater and better than anybody in the history of this world. So John, I'll let you get the last word, brother. What's next for you?
Oh, thanks, man. What's next for me is we're doing a few more interviews with this one, which promoting Emoticall, but also we're working on creating just an overall arc, whether that be a series or a feature film. I mean, I'm kind of leaning more so towards a series. That would be great. But just like he was saying, I need the Black community support in order to be able to create a series to where we can like continue this thing and go more in depth with the characters and just show Black excellence. I just want to just show Black people being excellent in stuff that Hollywood was not expecting. Hollywood probably like, oh no, people wouldn't go see that. I mean, same thing like when Tyler Perry was putting this stuff out, people are not going to go see that. They trashed his movies and the critics, but the people came out en masse and said, you don't know what you're talking about. This movie isn't for you, it's for us. So I'm making movies for the community, for us. And also making it to where if anybody else wants to see it, it's not like, oh, nobody else is invited to see it. No, if you happen to be white or Asian, whoever else happens to be here, just like, of course, if you're intelligent and you just want to hear intelligent conversation, you can see that too. But I want to tell more amazing Black stories. The next project I want to work on is a supernatural project that we really don't see Black people need. It's mostly white guys. It's a supernatural show and two white guys, and I'm pretty sure you probably rarely see a Black person in there. If they are, they're just a character for the episode and then they're gone. But I want to create something for us that paints us in a lot of different ways, because we have a lot of stories to tell. They just aren't being told. And I don't want to tell another slave story. I don't want to tell another civil rights story. Even like in Figures, where they made up that one the one part in the movie where the white guy tore down the colored sign or whatever, or whites only. That didn't even happen. they're just creating white savior moments in these movies where the things didn't even happen. So I'm not doing that. I'm not into that. Same thing like Dr. Boyce isn't into, let's create a white savior moment. No. We can save ourselves. So that's a story I want to tell. And I think somebody mentioned in the comments, if you're a Prime member, how do you purchase it? Because they kind of make it tough because you can see it for free. But if you go to more options or something that says like more purchase options, and then you'll be able to see where you can support by spending the $5 for the film, and then you can only film it. Just I'm just gonna say, look at it as a movie ticket, just like he was talking about before. A lot of us will go see the same movie that's about $20, maybe 2 or 3 times if you really love it. And that's $60 ultimately that you're giving. But for this, it's only $5. Think of it as a movie ticket. If you can buy it, get your sister to buy it, get your cousin to buy it. If you can do that, I would really appreciate it. And I want to be able to take that and give back to all of us. And so that's my thing. But I'm gonna keep writing and keep having these meetings. I think other people wanted me to start working with them because of the success of this. And I'll definitely be looking forward to working with Dr. Boyce. I want to put out some amazing things for the Black community through him. And I'm like stupid excited about that. So I'm looking forward to the future for sure.
All right. So the movie is called Emoticall. You can check it out on Amazon Prime. Just go to Amazon Prime and search for Emoticall, Emotical. Feel free to go check it out. It's a sci-fi film made by John F. Thomas. And as you guys know, we also have Boyce Watkins films, and we are putting out new projects. Actually, one project that we think we're going to do is I've been pushed to do some sort of a documentary about actually my life, which is a little bit awkward, but but I think we're going to work on that. And so I'll tell you guys about it as we develop that. But we are doing things in the film space, and we've made several films of the Black Love Blueprint and a few others. But right now it's all about Emoticall. So go check out Emoticall. I hope you guys enjoy it. And also please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, please share this to your page if you could. Also, if you're on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up button now. Hit that notification bell right now so that you will be notified when we go live. And we'll be back a little bit later on. And actually, I think I'm gonna try to get Vicky Dillard back in here because Vicky has some new updates on the whole Amber Geiger trial and what's going on with that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And don't forget, we'll be in New York October 27th. If you want to come to the investment seminar in New York, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's drboycenewyork.com. So take care, guys. Have a good day. And thanks a lot, John F. Thomas. Where can people follow you on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube? Just look up John F. Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, you can look me up, John F. Thomas on Facebook, like my page, and I'll be constantly posting things. On Instagram and Twitter, it's JTSLIM, CUTTA, JT Slim Cutter. And if I can, I think somebody mentioned something in the comments. There's been so many comments that I kind of lost it, but they were asking if you're a Black writer, how can you submit your stuff to Black creative producers, Black artists? I know a few people out here. So if you are a Black writer, the best way you can probably reach me is at johnfthomas.com. johnfthomas.com. Send your information. Tell me your information, and then we can connect from there. And I can try to connect you to the right people. If I can't do it myself, I know plenty of people, and if it's good enough, I try to present it. Even talk to Dr. Boyce, like, hey man, there's this one guy. He has an amazing. Oh man, this is awesome. We should try to make this. So definitely reach out, and I'll try my best to help you all too, because we have amazing, talented writers and creatives out there. They just don't know how to get their stuff out there. They don't have the opportunity. So this is your opportunity. JohnFThomas.com. Go to contact me or contact us, whatever it says. Send your information. I'll reach back out.
All right, everybody. Well, have a good day, guys. It was great talking to you, and thank you to our guest, John F. Thomas. His film is Emoticall, and you guys have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care, John. Thanks a lot, homeboy.
All right, see you, man.
All right,
I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.